Wake up, lock in, move forward. This is Men's Morning Motivation. Let's get to it.
Guys, this is Men's Morning Motivation. Good morning. We are on episode 10. I just want to pause for a second because this one right here, this is different. This isn't just another episode. This right here is a milestone. If you're still here, if you've been listening from day one, then you felt it too. There's something different about this. This isn't just another motivational show or a feel good speech that fades by noon. This is something real, something that's built for action. So before we move forward, let me just take a moment to really introduce myself properly. Some, if not most of you, know me personally, whether it's from work, friends, or family. Formally, my name's Jason, and I started Men's Morning Motivation because first and foremost, men's mental health gets overlooked. I know exactly what it's like to wake up every morning feeling like you need more, but not knowing where to start. I used to start every day with some amazing inspiration, ranging from Alan Watts to Carl Jung. And while they're great, they're soft and introspective. So I decided I wanted to build something different and flip the script. Something so strong, in your face, no bullshit, that gets you ready to tackle the day. Let's face it, I know what it's like to feel stuck, doing the same shit day in, day out, pretty much on autopilot, where you feel like you've got fire in your gut, but no clear path forward. You feel like the world expects you to settle, to be comfortable, quiet, and mediocre. But deep down, you know you are made for something greater. Men's morning motivation is this roadmap for life. Men and women alike can benefit. We don't discriminate here. I built men's morning motivation for those men and women who refuse to settle. This is for the ones who want to sharpen their minds, harden their discipline, and forge a version of themselves that's undeniable and unbreakable. Guys, we're 10 episodes in, and if you're still here, it's because you feel it too. So today, we're looking back at everything we've built so far, not just to reflect, but to reinforce, to solidify that foundation before we go even harder. Because what's coming next, it's on a whole nother level. Time to lock in and get into it. So let's break this down. Each episode so far hasn't been random. There's a structure and a system. This is a way of thinking and acting that separates the weak from the strong. Episode 1, Mental Toughness Monday. This right here is where it all began, what this is all about, where an idea turned into reality. This was recorded on a phone after about a 12-hour shift sometime around midnight. The recording was so bad, but we have to start somewhere because without it, neither you nor I would be here today. An idea without action is just a dream. And here at Men's Morning Motivation, we don't dream, we execute. We talked about fostering real mental toughness and grit. In order to do that, we have to do a couple things. You have to start with a clear purpose, setting your daily intentions and goals. Write them down if you have to, and visit them at the end of each day. These are your non negotiables. We also had to learn how to embrace discomfort. You have to do one uncomfortable thing each day because this is where the real growth starts. And it gets you out of your comfort zone. Is it scary? Does it make you anxious or nervous? Good. Do it anyways. While we're at it, we had to start being consistent. Establish daily routines, stick with them, and build on them. It takes roughly 23 days to start a habit, whether that's good or bad. Make your choice. Because at the end of the day, we take an honest reflection and learn. Assess your daily challenges and document any progress. During this whole thing, you need to stay accountable. You can share your goals with someone who can support accountability. There's strength in numbers because even one person can be the reason you either win or fail. Straight on to episode 2. This was the first midweek's Crucible, why Wednesday separates the strong from the weak. The word crucible means a severe test or trial in an extremely challenging experience. This figurative sense of the crucible is based on the literal meaning of the word, which is a heat resistant container used to melt metals. This is where the impurities fade away, leaving only the best material. Did you rise better than you were before, or did you get burned? Either way, rise from those phoenix ashes and start again. We had a couple key points during this, saying that Wednesday can be seen as a test. This day is typically seen as a breaking point because most people can lose momentum by midweek and settle for mediocrity. But here, you're encouraged to rise above that. We put our discipline over our feelings because true discipline is about making decisions and following through regardless of how you feel. Successful individuals push through challenges instead of waiting for external motivation. There can be some common pitfalls. This is where many men falter on Wednesdays because they feel entitled to rest, seek outside motivation, or simply let fatigue dictate their actions. This mindset needs to change. Wednesdays should always be approached as a battlefield. We have to just simply flip the script on Wednesday because when others slow down, you should accelerate. Push yourself to accomplish tasks you might be avoiding, whether it's working out or those extra duties at work. Understand, guys, that no one will come to save you. Your circumstances do not define you, and you still have the power to shape your own situation through relentless action. This forges self reliance. In episode 3, The Friday Divide, where winners close strong and losers coast to the weekend. So, Friday is often seen as a day to wind down, but for those who want to excel, it should be a day to push harder. Many men check out early, counting down to the weekend, which is always a sign of a loser's mindset. To succeed, Friday should be your strongest day. The mindset most men have is to relax on Friday, believing that they've earned it. However, this leads to developing poor habits. Finishing the week strong affects how you start the next one, because if you slack off on Friday, you will continue to lag into Monday. The weekend can trick you into wasting time instead of recharging effectively. Most men fall into a cycle of unproductivity starting from Friday evening, hell, even that morning. The solution is to approach Friday with the same energy and discipline as any other weekday, ensuring you end the week on a high note. Your results will reflect your standards. If you settle for mediocrity on Friday, this shapes your overall life outcomes. While dominating Friday gives you a head start into the weekend, allowing you to stay ahead and focus. Episode 4 was the Monday offensive. Take the week before it takes you. We talked about the 3 strategies for success. Win the first hour, tackle those hard tasks first, and prepare for tomorrow. So we start our day with intention, and we have to drink some damn water. Your brain and your body need it. We have to avoid distractions like checking your phone. You have to engage in some physical activity to wake up your body and your mind. And again, we have to reestablish your top 3 priorities for the day. Whenever we tackle those hard tasks first, completing them early boosts momentum and makes the rest of the day easier. We have to treat Monday as a launchpad for the rest of the week. Finish your tasks with energy and set up for Tuesday to simply stay ahead. Episode 5 was Wednesday's Crucible. This is the second Crucible. Why midweek separates the strong from the weak. We established 3 commandments of conquering Wednesday. Relock onto your mission. You have to refocus on your weekly goals. If you're not fully committed, you could start to slip. Again, do the hardest thing first. Tackle those difficult tasks without hesitation. This builds strength and combats weakness. You have to go past your limit, push beyond usual stopping points to expand capabilities and ensure future success. The difference between average and greatness is that midweek mentality. Greatness is not about starting strong, but about pushing through the struggles midweek. This is when champions are formed and how true motivation is tested. I challenge you to identify something uncomfortable and tackle it fearlessly. This will ensure personal growth and resilience by the week's end. Welcome to the elite group of those who persevered. Episode 6 was Friday's finish line, where we seal the week's work. Again, it is a Friday. It marks the end of the week, but it also reflects your attitude from the past days. Although it might be tempting to relax, staying focused is essential to avoid complacency. You've worked hard since Monday. Don't waste that momentum. Finish strong to dominate between success and failure. To finish that week strong, take these simple steps. We're going to review your progress, reflect on all your accomplishments, and prioritize any of those remaining tasks. Complete your work today to feel accomplished going into the weekend. We also have to plan for Monday. Prepare for the upcoming week by setting your goals and organizing those tasks today. And you are allowed to celebrate your achievements before the weekend, but not until everything else is done. Moving right along into episode 7, Monday's Reckoning. Are you following through? Here we established there's no empty Mondays. We focused on progress over weeks instead of days. Each Monday should build on the previous gains. Like I just said, started this week, there are no empty Mondays. None. Write down your failures from last week, actually. Set 3 non negotiable goals for this week. Plan for the midweek challenge and ensure you finish strong. Keep those notes visible. Episode 8 was Wednesday's Crucible, where the strength is forged. This, again, is where you either proved your commitment or broke your promises to yourself. Mondays set the pace and Tuesdays for maintaining momentum. However, Wednesday serves as a test of commitment. Great leaders are recognized for their perseverance during tough times, not just at the start. The challenge is to hold your ground today and avoid making excuses. Review your week's objectives. Are you on track? What must be accomplished today to continue moving forward? If you're feeling tired or tempted to relax, just push yourself harder, whether that's in workouts or work tasks. Strengthen that discipline. And we also set up to identify a midweek benchmark. Identify one task that you can complete today that leads to a successful Friday. In episode 9 was Freedom and Discipline Friday. This episode dived deep into the ideas of freedom and discipline. While many typically view Friday as an escape from a tough week, we explored how discipline leads to true freedom. Many believe that freedom means having no rules or schedules. However, being impulsive, avoiding hard work, or living for the weekend is not real freedom. True freedom comes from being disciplined and in control of your own life. For most, Fridays are a time to relax and abandon discipline. However, Fridays should be viewed as a chance to solidify the efforts made during the week. They are not the end, but a setup for future successes. We set up the Friday through discipline formula. Master your time and take control of your life. You have to plan, prioritize, and execute because we don't live on someone else's schedule. We control ours. You have to master your body to navigate life powerfully because when you train, fuel yourself right with the best diet for yourself, considering everyone's different, and stay disciplined, you wake up ready to attack the day. You have to master your mind to remain resilient. Emotions can tend to get in the way, and while we're allowed to feel them, we also have to think logically 3 steps ahead at all times. By mastering these areas, one does not need to escape life but can live it on their own terms. Remember, discipline is not about restrictions, but the key to owning your life. Shit. Wow. That was intense. If you didn't catch all of that, I really can't blame you. Go back and listen again, or re listen to the episode that you need to reinforce. So, guys, everything we've covered so far, it's just the foundation. We're taking ownership, building discipline, pushing past weakness, and executing with relentless action. These are not just motivational speeches, these are principles for life. Because the men who live by these principles become unstoppable. The men who ignore them, they stay weak. Here's the question: which one are you? Because from this moment forward, we're turning up the heat. So, guess what? We're not stopping here. Starting next week, Men's Morning Motivation enters phase 2. We're keeping that same release schedule, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, keeping you locked in, accountable, and really setting these foundations. However, we're also introducing themed fourth weeks of the month.
You're going to learn today.
Instead of staying on the surface with these broad topics, we're diving deep and really drilling in these foundations. We'll be exploring other topics, such as Discipline Week. This is where we're breaking weak habits and installing structure into the chaos we call life. We got Mental Fortitude Week. This is where we're learning the best ways to handle pressure, adversity, and doubt. We also have finances. Everyone's situation is different, but we're establishing a set of tangible goals, from saving to managing your money, to go even further. And what I'm super pumped for is Execution Week. No more overthinking, only action. We have a full week of hard hitting challenges pushing you farther than you could have even begun to comprehend. Every episode will hit harder. Every lesson will be actionable. This is where we separate the listeners from the doers. Subject matters might change, as it's a lot for me to go over the top for you guys. But we're taking a deeper look into the important facets of life so we can all be the best version of ourselves. Don't get it twisted. I'm just as committed as you are. I live this foundation, and Men's Morning Motivation encourages you to do the same. I've talked to a few of you personally, and I can see the change that's already taken place. Welcome to the 1% of men who actively take control of their life. All right, guys, it's 10 episodes in. This is a milestone worth acknowledging and a foundation worth celebrating. But it's not the destination, it's not even close. To every single one of you listening, showing up and applying these principles, I respect you. I appreciate you. This movement is growing and this message is spreading. And it's only because men like you are hungry for something real, something challenging, something transformative, and you're done with the excuses. You're ready for the hard truths and the harder path. If you've been here since episode 1, I respect you. Most men don't stick with anything, and most men quit before they even begin. But you're different. If you've made it to episode 10, it's because you want more. You're willing to do the work. And that's why this next phase is for you. Guys, super quick before you go, make sure you subscribe for new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know the time that they release, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And truly, honestly, engage with the challenges that we've set forth, both today and throughout the past 3 weeks. Let me know in the comments which episode really hit home and how you're implementing this foundation into your daily life. I'm also considering re-releasing the first few episodes for a more cohesive sound while keeping the originals readily available to show where we started. And while there isn't any Men's Morning Motivation merchandise yet, please check out the JL Studios 717 merch store and considering making a donation to support this content. You'll find the link in the description. And as a special bonus, all channel subscribers get 20% off their entire cart order using code MMM. I hope you're ready for the next phase. Until then, wake up, lock in, move forward. This This is Men's Morning Motivation.